This will be fun. It's just me, Torpo, and Bobbin. Hooray. I'm only saying
I feel like
this
it's
because I just started
50-50.
recording.
I feel like it's 50-50 of TMOs as well.
Yeah.
But yes, we're still going forward because today's not going to be a very important session necessarily. So we can just get things advancing and people will show back up next time.
Well, except for Visk, who's going to be gone for a couple of weeks, I think.
Yep, 3 in total, including this one.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know, some sort of family vacation, maybe.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
How dare those Canadians actually get time off?
Family's terrible.
Well, anyway. So, where we last left off, the group has gone on to a different continent and found themselves at cross purposes with a vampire who seems to be introducing all sorts of crazy and vicious things into this continent, which you assumed at least that they would not be prepared for because they just don't seem to have access to magic here. But after dealing with a poltergeist, you found out that you might have been a little wrong about that because you were stuck with a woman, a local shaman, who was Bamalab Yoina. And although she completely dismissed foreign magic as just being nonsense, she seemed to convinced that her own magic was very much real. And while a lot of it was pretty much nonsense, at least from what you thought you saw, she did have a couple of moments where what she did seemed to work. Like shaking those maracas over a possessed person forced the spirit out, and a corded wristband seemed to protect her from its unearthly visage. And over the course of the night, she seemed to gain some respect for foreign magic, although she will be the first one to tell you that she still thinks the majority of it is just fake and flashy.
I mean, I was still right about that one guy in the mask.
Oh, yeah. You did also learn that she took a lot of false positives very seriously, although not all of them.
Once we got to know her, she seemed pretty cool, honestly.
I mean, look, you gotta respect the grift.
Yeah.
So doesn't mean to bob and cut out.
No, Bobbin's fine.
Oh, not on my end.
I can hear the fan.
Testing.
Okay, we're good now. I fixed it.
Okay.
But yes, she for some of them she was willing to take money, even though she felt it was an actual threat. But in other cases, she seemed to see actual threats where, from your perspective, there wasn't one. So it's kind of mixed. Kind of like all three angles there. But in any case, you're still stuck in the city for the next couple of days as Screwnash heals first the werewolves and then the werewolf victims, just in case. And after a long morning spent resting after your night out on the town, you essentially have your freedom to go wherever you want in the city. Explore it to your heart's content.
Terrifying.
Jeez. Well, my personal quest to get my warlock powers back is still in full swing, so I'm gonna ask around to see if anybody knows anything about the Kinta trees. Like if maybe they're called something else over here, but hopefully maybe there's an over here that's involved with the mother tree.
All right. So, what exactly will you be asking people if they know about?
Basically, the Kinta trees are basically like the largest trees aside from the mother tree over on our continent, right?
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
Like, if the mother tree is so big that it defies description. Today's music, by the way. Now that you've dealt with the ghost, it's a bit less spooky.
Ah. All right. So basically, I want to ask around about the largest trees on this continent because if I figure if the largest trees on our continent are tied to the mother tree, then there might be a good chance that it's also tied to the mother tree over here.
All right. And how will you be asking?
I figure I should go. First of all, go someplace. I'm not gonna ask random assholes on the street, obviously. So I should go try and find someplace that, like, well educated or knows a lot about plants, and just ask them that I have a interest in the foliage over here, and I want to know what the largest trees on the continent are, like the largest kinds of trees.
Well, turns out you're actually in luck on that regard. There's a. You are informed that there is a botanical garden in town. And you're not quite sure what they mean by that. But you hail a cab, you follow the directions, and well, you find out for yourself that the botanical garden appears to be a fairly large garden, like more like a park. Although, honestly, you probably wouldn't understand what the modern meaning of park is either. But you, the player, get my drift.
Yeah.
So, well, you enter. It's gated, but the gate is open. And so you enter and you see that you are surrounded by grass trees of very different varieties, all planted right next to each other in rows. And in other areas, you look to a different direction and you see bushes growing fairly beautiful flowers out of them. And flowers seem to be of various colors, even though the petals indicate that this would be the same sort of plant. You've never seen this much variety in one place. Even back in the Feywild, things were beautiful, but they followed this sort of wilderness aesthetic, where it's very obvious that one plant won and has filled the area with its offspring. But this is cultivated and very beautiful.
And the
You've never
Truth here
quite-
did a great job.
You've never quite seen its like before.
Right. I'm gonna find somebody who seems to work here and maybe know their stuff about plants and ask them about large trees. Just basically give a short description of the Kinta trees that we have back home and hope that there's something similar here.
Well, first person you come to ask about plants directs you to Mother Moba.
Okay.
Says that if you want to ask anyone here about plants, she's the one. And when you find her, you see that she is a very large woman. Like, she's tall, She's broad. She's filled out. She's got quite a bit of fat weight on her. Her breasts are just spilling out over her stomach as well.
Hmm.
And she's got this happy expression on her face. Seems happy to see just about anybody, including you, the stranger from across the shores.
Yeah.
Ah, how are you? You are the lake, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, my name's Lake. And I hear you're Mother Moba.
Yes, that is me. How do you... I am glad that you found our garden. How do you like it here?
Your druids did a fantastic job.
Oh, that is what you call the gardeners, yes?
Sure.
Oh, you foreigners and your funny words. So, would you like the tour?
Yeah, sure, I'll take a tour.
All right, and you go on the tour. There's, it's all kind of foreign to you, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like every sort of plant and tree, every grass and bush, none of it is a variety you would find back home. Like there are several that seem similar, but they all have different names. They all have different properties. She mentions that some of them are medicinal and grown for beauty as well as for their effect on the health, and others are also have a pleasant scent to them, are used for spices. And she complains that too many people just don't spice their food.
That's also a complaint I, in real life, have.
Yes, and she especially goes on about the healing property of spices and how they can help with things like gout, headaches, hot flashes.
Okay, I know Lake is non-binary, but they definitely won't be getting those later in life.
Ah, yes, the perfect spice blend for menopause here just for you.
You might be interested. You're going to reach that time sooner than anyone else.
I told you, Lily's gonna live fast and die young, and she's accepted that.
Right. Anyway,
It's fine, she's a wizard too, so she should live longer.
so just so you know, Mother MOBA can go on for hours if you let her.
I mean, I'll let her go on for a polite length. I'm not gonna just like show up and be like, "Hey, this is exactly what I want," and then I'm gonna leave. Bye. I'll indulge her. She seems like happy to entertain a person. It's not like I haven't spent hours talking to the same person anyway. See, all of my interactions with the dryad back in whatchamacallit, that one forest, that one place at Viana. There we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let her like go on for however long she wants, and then walk around with her.
Well, the sun is definitely in a different position by the time you circle around to where you started in the Botanical Garden. And so you think you know pretty much all that's worth knowing about the plants on this continent now. And she does have quite the collection. She's apparently been at it for years, but the garden itself is relatively new. Because this is a relatively small city, still expanding because of its connection to the coal mines nearby. And so she worked at a different botanical garden further back east, and built one here when she saw an opportunity, and made sure to place it safely away from the industrial district, so not quite so much smog reaches it.
I am, however, going to ask her, like, she's shown me so much, but I'm going to ask her, are there, like, any trees that would just be so impossibly big that you could not fit them in a garden like this?
Impossibly big.
Yeah, I'm talking really, really big. Like, and
Talking,
I basically give a description of a Kinta tree the best I can.
talking thick with 2 C's.
Well, there are the Baobab trees. They can't grow very well in this soil. They need a lot of swampy land. But they grow out more out than up, which does not sound like what you are describing.
Yeah.
But of course, if you want impossibly large, then well, you just have to go visit one of the mines.
What do the mines have that are,
Hmm?
as far as plants are concerned?
Well, there's the tree root problem.
Tree root problem?
Yes, the impossibly large tree roots that grow through the ground and that the coal miners have to dig their way through in order to reach the rest of the seams. I was brought in to take a look at them. Of course, it's not any kind of tree I've ever seen. It does not seem to correspond to any surface trees.
I smile, and I go, I think I might have something to teach you, actually.
Is that so?
Yup, and I start talking to her about the mother tree. Although I try not to offend and and say that it's a god, but I do like talk about other aspects of it, like the size, the and all that sort of thing, all that sort of stuff, and I just basically described to her that is just so huge. Like those roots that you see are like nowhere near as thick as you can see as the trunk, and and I say it's big. I don't know how big it is, but it is just it takes up a good chunk of our own continent. Let's put it that way. You can see it from miles away.
You know something? That makes a certain amount of sense. I have heard that shamans for centuries have used pieces of the giant tree roots in some of their items. It is apparently very effective at strengthening magic or making sure that that their chants will pull through.
Holy shit, the god of I'm not saying this out loud in character. Holy shit, the god of 1,000 faces is just the mother tree, guys. It's just the mother tree.
What a dog shit god.
Anyway, in character, I go, yeah, I used to, still am. It's weird situation, but like, I get most of my own magical abilities from that tree. Is it possible that you can, like, not today because it's probably pretty late after the tour, but like, is it possible that maybe one day you can like take me down into the mines where those roots are and I can like see them for myself?
Well, I would hardly need to be the one to take you. You are staying with Mr. Mombundu, yes?
Yes.
He owns all of the coal mines in the area.
Right. Well, I'll go ask him, but like, I mean, I wouldn't mind like an expert to be there with me, but like, if you're busy, I understand.
Oh, no. Sounds like you are much more of an expert on that particular kind of species than I am.
Yeah.
And it is not like you will need me to get directions either. Just pick any shaft and you will find a part of the tree there.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. It was very enlightening.
Oh, absolutely. And next time we meet, you'll have to tell me all about the trees and plants from back where you are from.
I'll do my best. I didn't really pay that much attention except to the one.
It sounds like the one is enough.
Can't believe Lake is a size queen.
I'm done. Good night. Anyway, I nod and I'll go back to Mabundu Pala. And I'll ask him. Hey,
Mobundu.
Yep, Mabundu. Yep.
Tame Impala, my good buddy.
Yep. I'll basically ask him if he can like take me to one of the mines and just walk me to one of the routes.
Well, before I do that, let's jump over to what Lily's doing
Yeah.
with her afternoon.
Buying a chintzy fucking souvenir. I need some real touristy crap.
You just need a mug that says "I heart" whatever the fuck this continent is called. Colonia. I heart Colonia.
All right. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy because this is not a tourism town. This is an industrial town. And as such, most of the products here for sale are practical ones. That said, the town has grown considerably over just a few decades, as anyone who's been here for a while will tell you. As such, you can investigate, but with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You mean investigation.
Is that not one of your ridiculously pumped up skills? Oh no, it is. But you still got it too.
Wow.
I got a 2 and a 3. God.
Well, I'll tell you what. Your search for chintzy crab has unfortunately gone unsuccessful. But as you wander in between stores, you do eventually come to one where the clerk waves at you and says, "Hey, you are the short one of the strangers, yes?"
Last I checked, yeah.
You know, you should have said, "No, I'm actually the tall one." Just
No.
really throw him for a loop.
Yes, that is you. Well, I am Bomuktu. Last night, you came to see my sister. And I heard what you did. You got rid of that fucking stalker who was possessing her.
Yes, I did. And if it's any consolation, I fucked up his apartment too.
Well, the fact that he has gone for good is all the consolation I needed. I was glad to hear he was dead. And then
Yeah,
I was very unhappy when I heard that he had taken my sister.
Well, he's gone now, and he was a real gross asshole, so good riddance.
Yes. It never got to the point where I had to step in. But my sister complained about him every day when he was alive.
Yeah, it sounded like a real creep.
So I just want to say, whatever you want in here, within reason, you can have it.
Oh, free shit. So what is available?
Well, you look around and you see that he's pretty much seems to be running a general store. There's food and seems to be stored in metal containers. That's new. Blocks of cheese, dried meats, a few things that, a few various tools that would be, useful to have around a house. And towards the back, you see more industrial tools, pickaxes, shovels, that sort of thing. And then there's that rack of firearms.
Mm. Just Lily sees the guns and her eyes light up. I want one of these.
Oh, you want a gun?
Yeah, I want a gun.
Well, I probably shouldn't be selling you one. The government, they wouldn't like to hear about that. They keep talking about how the foreign magic is powerful, but luckily we've got guns and technology, and that's the only thing keeping us alive, or whatever.
We have the guns and the technology and the Second Amendment.
Look, I can understand, but I don't use a whole lot of magic myself. And I got this book here, but it's mostly for just show, honestly.
Well,
If you want, I have money. I could give you a bit under the table if it would help you out too.
Well, that would help me out. They do get kind of expensive, but I'm not sure that you want one of these. They are kind of big for you. He pulls one off the rack. It's a musket, so he sets it on the floor, and it's about a foot taller than you are.
I mean, got anything pint size then?
Oh, yes, we do. It is behind the counter.
Oh.
And just incidentally, I'd like you to make a persuasion check to just see how much of an impression you can make on this person.
Persuasion. Oh, okay.
Pretty damn good impression.
I have a 7 in persuasion.
Nice.
So did I.
He reaches behind the counter and then looks up at you. No, that won't do. Now, for someone who helped my sister so much, you should have this. It pulls out another firearm, lays it on the counter. It's pretty much the same design, that is, with the stock, the barrel, the odd configuration that that one fellow back in Silverton showed you. That involves firing the thing. But this one is considerably shorter. The barrel is much shorter. And he sort of leans in conspiratorially and says, "This is a rifle. It loads and fires much like the muskets up there, but it's got these little grooves in the barrel. You see here?" Holds it up for you to look down. You see, because of these grooves, it is much more accurate. They cannot make too many at once. It is very expensive to do this. But it means that the barrel does not have to be nearly as long, so you can wield it much better. And it is far more accurate. Now, technically, this is not for sale, because it is mine. But for you, I will sell it for $50.
How much money do I have? Yeah, fucking sold.
Very good.
Also, if you don't mind, could you show me a bit more how to use it? I got some lessons not too long ago, but not quite all of it stuck, and this seems a bit different anyway, so...
Oh, certainly, certainly. I cannot fire it in town, of course.
No, obviously. But, you know, maintenance, repair, handling.
Yes, yes. And yeah, he will show. He will explain how to properly clean a firearm, because that is the lesson that did not take last time. And so, once again, you may roll intelligence with advantage.
Ooh, with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, I
just
already
like
have
last
my
time.
fucking page open. Okay. Fucking A.
You're rolling like dog shit today, except for that one persuasion check.
Yeah, unfortunately, he goes over the gun oil and how to disassemble it, and you go, you just don't quite get how you're supposed to clean out those grooves, and
We get a book on it. He surely has a book on gun maintenance.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you could possibly, like, write it down for me. Instructions, that is, if possible.
I don't carry those here. I suppose the local militia would know, but then they probably would not tell you you're a foreigner. And do you have a place where you can hide this, by the way? Probably should not be walking around town with it.
You're not open carry.
Give me a hot second.
Yes, you can make further intelligence checks to figure out the last part of how to clean a firearm. But
Okay.
that will have to be on a different day, and you will not have advantage because you will not have anyone teaching you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to trade off a dog who was climbing on my throat, so... Okay, yeah. But, I mean... Look, I appreciate everything, and I know I did a bunch for your sister, but this means a lot, and thank you very much.
And no problem. But seriously, though, how are you going to bring that back with you?
I have methods. Don't worry about it.
Well, I kind of have to worry about it. You would be seen leaving my shop with it.
Don't we have a fucking
How
bag
would-
of holding?
We do, but leaving the shop with it is the thing.
You can hold on to it for now. Until you bring Aurelia around to stuff it down the
I
bag.
could just
you have
turn invisible.
You have a portable hole. You
Oh, I do
specifically have a portable hole.
I do, don't I, huh?
He's gonna lose his shit when you pull this out.
Actually, there's a bit of a problem. There's no 6-foot diameter clear space in this shop. It's really cluttered.
Oh, damn.
Shelves are really closed in.
So, my friend, do you have a bit more open space somewhere maybe discreet?
Well,
Because I got something to show you.
I live in an apartment above, but the door is in the front, not in the back.
Because I just, I need a bit of space cleared aside, and I can hide that firearm pretty effectively.
You know what? For now, we say this is my rifle. So I will go outside with it and go upstairs, and maybe a little later you can follow me.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right, everything just goes off like that. Just roll a stealth check just so we can all enjoy the high numbers.
Oh, I only rolled a 3 and I got a 27.
I only rolled an 8. I got a 21.
But yeah, acting casual is pretty easy for you to do. And you do stick out quite considerably more here than you ever did back home, but you've figured out how to compensate for that.
Also, I can stealth in these conditions. I got that sweet skulker.
Yeah, but it is during the daytime, and the fog roll generally burns off during the day.
Okay. Either way, though.
Yeah, this was a stealth check to look casual, not to actually disappear from sight.
I mean, that also could have worked, honestly.
Look, either works when you're aggressively casual. It's fine.
But yeah, you go upstairs, and you find out that his apartment is actually also pretty cluttered. A lot of furniture, sort of filling up the space. He's got a fairly large family, from what you gather from like the amount of furniture and the number of beds in the next room. Luckily, the walls are free,
Yeah, isn't that convenient?
and they're at least 6 feet tall.
So, want to see a cool party trick?
Okay.
Just Lily takes the
Don't know
portable
why you
hole.
would need a potty trick or a strip of fabric for. Holy shit!
Now, want to see me make this gun disappear?
You pluck it right out of his numb hand, chuck it down into the hole, then just sort of pick at it from the corner, peel away the fabric, which instantly reverts to fabric the moment it leaves a corner of it leaves the surface. And the gun is still gone, and the wall is back, and he's fucking magic.
Told you it wasn't all for show.
You didn't tell him. It was
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, it is all for show. Like, it's not just party tricks, believe it or not. I mean, that was a pretty cool party trick, though.
And puts out his hand, touches the wall, feels that it's still there. Where did the rifle go?
I try not to think too hard about it.
But well, could you get it back?
I mean, just gonna fold it, slap it on the wall again, take out the gun.
Shit! Good.
Think of it as like a space between space.
Is it
Call it.
safe? Is it safe to go in there?
Technically speaking, but I would recommend against it.
Is there something else in there? What?
It's just no air.
No. There's no air in there.
Waves his hand through the opening. Wait, what would happen if my hand was halfway through when you... Pulls his hand back.
The answer is don't stick your hand in there and you'll be fine.
We'll have a Murder on the Rockport Limited situation on our hands.
I mean, really, just know that it's magic and it just works.
Damn.
Gonna pull a Todd Howard, it just works.
It just works.
All right. Well, anyway, well, you should probably get some ammunition as well. While you are here, I have some of that. And, well, And if you do not have ammunition where you are from, then it's fine. If you can, you can just make your own lead balls. If you have gunpowder and some cloth to spare, then that can do.
Okay. Out of
Um,
curiosity, would there be other materials suitable for bullets?
Well, I suppose any kind of metal will do. People use lead because it melts easy, and it's heavy.
Makes sense. Makes
But you
sense.
could make it out of iron or bronze, what have you.
Okay.
Just you just need to make sure it is the right size to fit down the barrel and be just a little bit tight, but not too tight. And the wadding will take care of the rest, and the gunpowder will provide the explosion. Do you have gunpowder where you are from?
Do we have it where we're from? I don't think so.
I mean, we
The
have
answer is
cannons.
Yes. The answer is
Yes.
yes.
Yes, we do. We do.
It's just normally packed into cannons.
It's just yeah. We have it where I'm from. We've just never quite shrunk down cannons to this size.
I wonder if the government knows about that.
That's a good question that I am not here to answer for you.
Well, I suppose you wouldn't know. Anyway, let's get this done. And let's get the transaction done. I think I can spot you maybe 10 bullets, but if you want more, I will have to charge you.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. How much would I have to pay for more anyway?
$3 for a pack of 10 bullet charges.
3
And-
for 10.
Yeah, and unlike bolts, I will require you to keep track of ammunition for this.
Well, luckily, I still have some money left over, so I think I'm gonna pay $15 for
Total of 60 bullets.
yeah.
All right. And like I said, they come in packets. You talked about cloth, but these actually come in paper. It's maybe about an inch and a half long, and only about as wide around as the bullet. He explains you just need to tear off the top. You can use your teeth. And then you pour in the pre-measured charge of gunpowder, dump out the bullet, use the paper as the wadding, put the bullet on top of that, ram it home. You're good to go.
Hell yeah.
And for reference, they use flintlock technology.
I assumed as such, yeah.
Yeah. That's the
So you-
sort of Victorian era steampunk shit that we're going with.
Yeah. Well, percussion caps are also Victorian era, but it's just early to mid Victorian is where you're at,
Okay.
where the technology is at here.
We aren't quite up to the horseless carriage yet.
Oh, no. No. At best, you find people experimenting with steam-powered cars that can travel on streets. And none of that here, because this is an industrial town. Anyway, you're probably going to be interested in hearing the stats for this rifle of yours.
That would be helpful, yes.
All right, so I will read them out for you.
I need to enter this in, yeah. That's a good idea. Good idea, Torpo. Good idea.
All right, first of all, bear in mind that even once you figure out how to clean this thing, you will not be considered proficient in it.
Okay.
So just bear that in mind, because I know there's an entry for that on your character sheet.
Mhm.
All right. And aside from that, your rifle does 2d10 piercing damage. Weighs.
Hmm?
It weighs 8 pounds.
Okay.
It has a range of 80/240.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the special properties of loading and two-handed.
Okay.
And I believe that's it.
Oh boy. Also, yeah, I was wondering what my attack bonus was then. Trying to
Your-
remember.
It would just be, it's a dexterity weapon because you aim it.
Okay, it is a dex weapon. That's what I want to be sure of. Okay, so it's still +5.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I guess you're gonna train yourself to be proficient in it, and within 250 days.
Yeah, you can spend your off time training in rifle proficiency.
I'm right.
Bob, question. I've never even looked in the rules for this. Can you get proficiency in skills after over 250 days?
No.
Okay.
The only way to gain new skills is to use a feat, gain a class feature, or multi-class into some specific classes.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I love my baby.
Gonna name her?
Not yet. I need time.
Time to get to know her.
Exactly. Get a good feel for her, you know?
You gotta take her out to dinner a couple times first.
Exactly. Wine and dine it. Can't just name a fine lady like this right away.
Yeah.
I hate this joke. I hope you understand that.
Sorry, but you
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there he is.
Gonna have to refresh. I am, that is.
Yeah. I've got the fan back.
Huh.
There we go. Fixed it for me.
Okay, so did you hear what I said just now?
No, I missed it.
Okay, well, I heard like the first part of the sentence you said, and then you roboted it away. Apparently, it was a problem on my end.
Oh, I said I hate this joke.
What joke?
The joke that we were making
Oh,
about
did you-
whining and dining it.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you got to go easy with it. It's got a hair trigger.
Look, I'm just saying this gun unfortunately came a bit too late for the game.
So, like I said, you weren't able to find any sort of chintzy, strange items for tourists on your journeys, but you know that canned food is kind of unusual. Like, they don't put food in metal cans back where you're from.
It's true. It's true. I could get something with a dumb label and just stash it for later.
Hmm. And you actually also find a large selection of things called patent medicines. You're not sure what a patent is, but there are a bunch of very cheerful people on the packaging seem to claim that whatever's inside can cure at least a dozen illnesses each.
Ooh, how does the packaging look?
Well, it's all. None of it is very colorful, but they do have like I said, smiling people in fine clothing.
Hmm.
Usually only like one or two, but surprising amount of detail considering they apparently just stamped this out on each package.
I mean, yeah, I like the packaging. I like the can. I'll buy them both and I'll save them. I'm sure the family would appreciate it.
All right. Well, you buy Dr. Bullabo's patented lozenges.
Hell yeah, lozenges!
You, you pick up it's a tin container, and it whatever's inside just sort of rattles around when you hold it up. Pop open the tin. Looks like there's a bunch of little balls in there, little oblong balls. The person at the counter tells you just put one under your tongue and wait for it to dissolve. Should take 10-15 minutes. The guy swears by them, says it's perfect hangover cure.
I'll keep that in mind. Really, what matters more is the packaging than anything, but I mean, the lozenges are nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find Halls? Did you find
I'm gonna
Halls
try
nuts?
one out right now, out of curiosity.
Did you find a package of Halls?
Basically.
And you put one in your mouth. It's remarkably sweet. Aside from fruit, you've never really tasted anything this sweet. Certainly never. Certainly nothing preserved aside from like jam, maybe. But this doesn't have any sort of fruity flavor to it. It's just sugar and this overpowering smell that just sort of runs through your nose like it's some sort of pipe cleaner just rubbing its way through.
Lily is both shocked and intrigued and enjoying this.
It's you wouldn't say it's harmful, but it is kind of unpleasant. You guess you can smell better. It feels like you can smell better now, but all you can smell is whatever the hell was in this thing.
A mistake has been made.
Although honestly, that is kind of an upgrade because the streets kind of smell bad.
Kind of is an understatement.
Yeah, like I said, there is the scent of sewage that never seems to go away, and this chemical scent of burning that smells kind of like wood smoke, but not nearly as pleasant.
Tasty. You know, maybe being able to smell better wasn't the best idea.
Nah, that's what you smell in the background. With this thing in your mouth, all you can smell is it. And it's not very pleasant, but it's much better than what the street smells like.
I mean, don't trip over that bar you set. I just happily stow it away in my bag for later. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good day. Good day shopping. I love shopping. I agree, phone.
I didn't know that image had a sound.
All right, so that's your day shopping. So we'll cut to the evening when you're gathered once again in the estate of Mobundu Pala. And so, yeah, while you're having dinner with the master of the home, you you have the opportunity to ask him about the coal mines.
Mm-hmm.
You specifically.
Yeah, I ask him, hey, is it possible like you can take me down to one of the coal mines where those tree roots are?
Hmm? Well, what would you need to go see tree roots?
Um, well, I have a
Lake's a real
feeling.
tree hugger.
Okay, but
Lake loves plants.
yes, okay, I get it. But aside from that, like I have a feeling I might know what that is, and I might have like a bit of a request for you if it is what I think it is, which I'm pretty sure it is, but I just want like visual confirmation.
Okay. Well, that may not be possible, unfortunately. But you see, it has to do with the news of your arrival here. Uh, you made a very public appearance when you showed up on the train with a car full of wolf people.
And corpses.
Yes. And now, because of what they said and what you said, and because you've been helping out around town, the people around here, well, some of them like you, the rest think that maybe you are not so bad. But that is not what people in general think about foreigners. Because you see, people around here, most of them are afraid of foreigners. They are afraid of foreign magic and what could possibly happen if they decided to invade us here. And, well, because most people are afraid of this, the government that they elect is also very much afraid of foreigners. And I have been doing what I can to keep the government agents at bay. I've been trying to stall them, you see, but I can only stall them for so long. I think that once your business here with the cursed people is complete, it would be best for everyone if you could go.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but also I turn to my good friend Harvey and I am like, hey, Harvey, can we use some magic to make me look like not a foreigner?
Well, I do have a spell that can do that, but it's only good for a few hours at a time.
Just
How how long
Lily
would...
mutters this.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I say Lily just mutters this feels vaguely offensive.
Listen, I was originally going to go with my disguise kit, but then I felt like blackface was a bit much.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's better than blackface? Magical blackface.
I go, okay, only for a few hours at a time. Um, I have a disguise kit that I am actually proficient in, so maybe I can like use that to disguise myself and use magic for the first couple hours just to like help get the foot out of the door, so to speak. Once we're out there, it should hopefully be a little bit easier.
Mhm.
Like I know this is a bit much, but like I really think that my hunch is probably correct. I just want to like confirm it real quick.
I mean, look. Like, I personally will support you in whatever you do. And if you ever need my help, I can make you invisible for a bit.
Holy shit, that is
Just
true.
saying.
We do have invisibility as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I can use it 3 times.
Invisibility lasts how long? An hour? Or something like that?
Hmm.
1 hour.
Yeah, hour and it's concentration.
Could we at least get to that place in an hour? Can we get to one of your?
Yeah. No,
And whether or not we do, but it's a good way to get past things.
Yeah.
the coal mines are a fair distance out of town. We need to use trains to bring them in here. That is why I have a coal depot as well. But yeah, to be honest, I am not sure what you could have that might work. Right now, the government agents are watching you. Everywhere you go in town, people are keeping track of where you are.
Okay.
Bunch of fucking sickos.
All right. So.
And maybe I was not clear about the problem with this, because I will say that the government is, well, they don't know what to do with you. Some of them think that they should kill you just to be safe. Some of them say that you should be locked away so that you can never go home and reveal our secrets. Some of them say that you should not be allowed to go anywhere but where you are, for the same reason.
And
And there are
Well-
some who say that you should just be shipped off on the first vessel possible and killed on sight if you return.
Okay. So
Lily
here,
just looks him directly in the eyes and just says, "Better men have tried."
So. All right. Follow-up question. This is gonna sound weird, but do you have any pieces of those roots just like around here?
No, we throw those away or burn them. But if all you want is a part of the tree, you don't need to go to my coal mine. There are others further out into the frontier. More mines, I mean. They all have tree problems.
It's not that. It's just. Okay, so this is going to sound weird, but I have a connection to that tree, and I can tell you for certain she probably does not like it when you just go right through her roots. So if
Yeah, she gets real angry.
yeah, she gets exceedingly angry. So if you could just do me a solid, do everyone here a big favor, and instead of going through the roots, if you could just like go around or under or over them instead. And let me tell you right now, that would probably be safest for everyone, honestly, because this tree is alive and it is extremely powerful, and I have a feeling that she's only tolerating it for now, and if you just keep doing it, one day she will get tired of it and cause some big problems that are more than just blocking your mining path.
It's true. She's a real mean bitch.
Well, maybe you do know more about this tree than I do, but I know more about mining than you do, I think, because we did not start mining with me. We have been mining for generations. And I suppose it is true that we have not cut through so many of the roots as we do these days. But we have been cutting through the roots for hundreds of years. For as long as there have been mines, people have been trying to dig their way around and through these roots.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest with you here. The only reason that she probably has not done anything is because she at least tries to give people a chance first. And if I'm the first person of her people to come over here and tell you this, and then I tell you this and you ignore me, she might start retaliating now. Like, she has not told me to tell you this, by the way. Like, I am just now learning this through my own thing, that these roots exist. And I would rather you be safe than sorry. I would rather you and your workers be safe against all these things. And if you could just, like, please just go around them as a favor. Like, it would be safest and best for everyone.
You know, I understand your concerns. I will take them into consideration. I will speak to my people about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn you real quick. You know the magic that we use, that bullshit we pull? Imagine that, but an improbable number of times more powerful, and that is what that tree is packing.
Yeah, that tree... Let me put it this way. All of my magic that I have ever done has come from that tree. And I possess only a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what that tree possesses.
Roll insight. Either or both.
Okay, let's see.
Insight.
How do I buttons?
Insight. Gonna lucky. There we go.
All right. Lake, you're really not sure this person believes you, or if he does, he doesn't really care. He's probably just gonna keep pushing his luck.
Okay. Okay, listen, I know you probably don't believe me. And unfortunately, she's a bit mad at me, so I can't even begin to try and prove my point.
Huge bitch!
But please just believe me that if you ignore this warning that I'm giving you, that she will probably eventually one day retaliate you just going through her. And it will not end well for you or your workers, or basically anybody on this continent. Imagine, if you will, everything that this continent runs on. The coal, the weird lights that powered the coal, the trains that the coal is powered, anything that is powered by these mines suddenly is inaccessible because she has decided that you shouldn't have it anymore. What would that do to this continent?
Now, I'm going to say, by the way, that at this point, you would be exaggerating even by your own standards, because having grown up in the Empire, you would be familiar about the time when the elves and the humans went to war.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a long and bloody conflict. It was the time when the elves tamed lycanthropy, as the vampire told you back.
Okay.
A few days back in game.
Mm-hmm.
And the humans actually bought themselves a treaty by burning several Kinta trees until the mother tree decided it wasn't worth the bloodshed anymore and made peace with the humans.
Oh, okay, fair enough. If I had known that, then I wouldn't have gone that far. But I still will. I still will try to implore onto him, just like, how powerful the mother tree is and like how bad it would be for business and the continent if like she decided to start retaliating and doing what she can in her power to start making the mines more difficult to work in.
Yeah. But yeah, you are aware that she can be fought and beaten, at least to some extent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not going to have you roll persuasion because you are aware that he's not going to listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to get I'm fruitlessly trying to get through to him, but I mean I'm this is my best shot. So,
Yeah,
but
capitalism ho.
yep.
Okay, but I have a question myself. This Mother Tree stuff aside, out of curiosity, do you perhaps know any shaman who happen to own a fragment of it? Because there's been word that it is a powerful religious artifact.
Hmm. Well, so far as I know, honestly, I do not do much business of that sort. I am not a shaman, but I have had some come to the mines now and again to get pieces. And as I know, it is fairly common as a part of what they use uh, for their equipment. I do not think it is really religious. It is just useful. It is like
Either,
coal.
yeah, I guess. But either way, could you possibly refer us to one of them?
I mean, we know one of them that might have is already Balam Yoina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Actually, she would still be around because she and Grenache are going to go off and do some sort of checkups on the ghost encounters you had
Yeah.
yesterday.
Oh yeah, so we could probably just harass her then.
Yeah. Harass is the rude way of putting it, but yes.
Yes, and yeah, when she shows up, you ask her about it, and she says, "Oh, absolutely. These maracas, the wood was made from the deep roots."
Um,
Mind if Lake touches it?
yeah, do you mind if I just like hold them for a little bit? Like I promise I won't take them. I just want to hold them for a little bit.
All right,
All right.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I take the maracas. Do I feel anything aside from cold wood?
No, these are definitely like split off from the energy of the mother tree.
Okay. Oh, they're split off from the energy entirely. Okay. It's not like I figured it might have been like a situation with my staff. So, all right, I'll go.
Yeah, your
Right.
staff is a little more particular than just a piece of the mother.
Yeah. Yeah, well it was until some assholes burned it.
Well, the presence,
Fucking worth it!
the presence in it did leave just before they took it and burned it.
Yeah. I go, all right, well, um I hand them back to her and I'm like, okay, well, that's not what I was hoping for, but thank you.
Well, whatever. Grunash, come along.
All right.
That was worth a try.
Just need to next time we are able to leave town, we need to get into a mine.
I mean, yeah. Granted, we've been to a mine before, but
Yeah, but like that was on business. We need to find a way to get there on
now we need to go there for pleasure.
Well, we need to go there for pleasure, disguising it as business.
Ha! I see. Pleasure is my business.
Well, you do recall that Silverton was named after the mine in
Yeah,
town.
exactly.
Yeah. So, when we get to Silverton, Are we allowed to just go to Silverton?
Well, by what Mubundu was telling you, it sounds like maybe taking the train isn't the best way if you want to shake the government agents.
Yeah.
But then you do have that airship just out of town.
We do.
Yeah, it's true we do. I mean, we might want to consult the others before we go joyriding in the airship, but you know.
No, fuck that. Fuck them. We're
You
going.
fucking sick donuts in the sky.
I could do that.
Well, if you can wait a couple of days, then Grenash's business in town will be concluded, and then everybody can come along with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
And here's just a couple of the things that I would have said if Grenache had been present. And well, one thing is that when he uses detect magic, he will notice that Yoina, basically all of her lights up as he casts the spell. Her wristband is magic. Her headdress is magic. Her robes are magic. Her maracas are magic. It's hard to categorize the kind of magic that's in them. It's not exactly traditionally... It doesn't fall into the traditional categories as magic has developed back on your continent. But it is clearly enchanted, and it apparently works. And incidentally, while the maracas are made out of deep root wood, the wristband is made of braided hair. The robe is various cloth and with a lot of embroidery, and the headdress is mostly just a cloth headband with a lot of feathers coming out of it.
So the magic is like more wild and unrefined as opposed to like a traditional school.
Yeah. And it seems to be using found magic, of which the mother tree is only one source.
Makes sense.
You know what's weird? Discord says I'm disconnected, but I can hear you guys just fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Weird.
But then again, I'm listening through Roll20, so.
Oh no, you're mute on Discord. Like when I unmuted you, I couldn't hear you at all, so it was really weird.
Weird.
But also I want to show Lake something really cool.
All right. I mean, we're not
need to
leaving
find-
till tomorrow or something. Or no, we're not leaving
Yeah,
for a
just-
couple days. So
Well,
Exactly. We
don't
gotta.
have to go through every single day, though.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we just need to find a nice secluded room where I can show Lake something special.
Okay.
Just gonna take my my portable hole and just set it down on the floor. And open it up, and I just take out a gun. Check it.
So you got a metal tube that shoots little metal things. Congratulations.
Fuck yeah, it's cool as hell!
If you say so.
Sorry you can't appreciate fine art.
I mean, I wouldn't call that fine art. I would call that a way of killing people.
Fine art.
Lily, you do realize you're not an assassin, right? Killing shouldn't be an
Okay.
art for you.
But it's cool.
I guess perspective, I guess in your point of view, yes, I guess it would be cool to be able to shoot things from many hundreds of feet away. I did that
Exactly.
every day for 14 years of my life, so...
I mean, yeah. But that was magic, which is lame.
Says the person who owns a fucking magic book filled with magic!
Also a magic robe.
Yeah! Like, what the fuck?
Look, magic is cool, but you can't get this back where we're from. This is unique.
Yeah, uniquely stupid, I say under my breath. Which you can probably hear considering you have good ears.
You're stupid.
Your face is stupid.
No, your face is stupid.
No, your face is stupid.
No, you.
No, you. And this is why.
If we can jump forward past the schoolyard bickering.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, other stuff happens, but it mostly happens to the other characters.
Mm-hmm.
So we can jump forward in time to when the werewolf victims are all cared for and treated for curses. And on a fairly foggy night, you head out of town on foot, quietly, avoiding detection.
Yeah, weird.
And at this point, Harvey does use his seeming spell to make you appear like other people in order to get out of town.
Seeming's great, and I can't wait till I get it.
It only seemings that way. That's a bad one. But, so aside from the financial payment in dollars, you did also get the iron that was requested. Specifically, you get a set of 16 5x5 iron sheets. And the reason it's that size is because it allows you to smuggle them out in your portable hole.
Yeah. I love this hole. This is my hole. It was made for me.
I was just about to say that.
And yeah, you do make sure you go down in there and pull out the firearm so that the iron sheets don't crush it.
That would be really a shame.
But yeah, afterwards you pop it back in there, you carry the portable hole with you, and Harvey also uses the message spell to coordinate with Lorem to find out where he is, where he's parked the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, and I believe I've mentioned that it does have like landing claws.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, so it's designed to land on land if needed. And you can climb upboard and get inside.
That would be hilarious seeing it land on the ground and then just tip over like a pile of shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why the designers thought ahead. But anyway, when you get inside, Harvey calls everyone together. And he says, "Now listen, well, you guys were going off chasing ghosts and shopping or whatever the hell else it was you were doing. I was investigating this iron here, and I found out something interesting. What we've got here is an unusual iron isotope. And none of you know what the hell an isotope is.
The fuck's an isotope? Yeah.
Oh,
My toe
right.
isn't icy.
Right. It's a way of categorizing a kind of iron that's different from other irons, even though it's a basic element.
Can't believe we found cold iron.
Shit, what would you guys know about? Like lead or like gold. Basic elements, the stuff you get by refining things down.
I thought the elements were earth, wind, fire, and water.
And heart.
Friendship is the real element.
Yeah, well, once you get deep enough in, it gets more complicated than that. I mean, they are building blocks of the universe, sure, but the blocks have building blocks of their own, you know?
I don't know, but I'll trust you on it.
I'll trust you, Harvey. You're a good friend.
Yeah, don't get too attached there, buddy. Anyway.
I was being a little sarcastic, Harvey.
Anyway, I mean, like, so this is a special kind of iron, sort of like how mithril is a special kind of aluminum. This iron is immune to magic. Any type of magic you try to use against it will just stop existing the instant it hits. It doesn't matter if it's offensive, if it's detecting, if it's damaging, if it's pushing a lot of force towards the iron, it'll just stop right there.
Huh.
Like it never existed.
Hey Harvey, I have a question.
What's that?
Is this gun, this firearm of mine, made out of the same iron?
Oh, undoubtedly.
Good. I'll remember that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that means you can never enchant it.
You know what? That's okay, because that means it has even more uses.
Well, you could. It wouldn't necessarily stop a spell from existing just because you poke it with that stuff, but
I'm aware.
I'm sure you could think of something. Anyway. You all notice how red this desert is around here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you walked in. We all walked in here on the red sand. And so here's what I'm thinking: is that the red sand exists where the soil is fertile too, which means that this special iron here is covering this whole continent. It's in all of the soil. And because it's in the soil, it's in the plants. And because it's in the plants, it's in the people. That's why spells don't work so well against them.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I figure that if someone from here was to live somewhere else for a few years, 3 or 4 maybe, then their magic resistance would disappear. I also got another theory that that this kind of iron, it's spread maybe a little less thin all across this planet, and that would explain why everyone around here seems immune to psionics. Psionics are a little more sensitive to this sort of blocking property than magic because it draws purely from within. It doesn't borrow any sort of ambient power the way that magic, whether it's divine or arcane, does. And I think this iron is the reason why the Illithids wanted to make sure this place survived.
You know what? I appreciate this iron more and more day by day, the more I learn about it.
Yeah.
Because this stuff may be more effective than I thought it would be. If we can build a solid iron cage, like to the point where it's airtight, then whatever's inside is not going to be cut off from magic. It's going to be cut off from everything. From the universe. From the multiverse.
Holy shit, we had to shove the worm that walks into this cage.
I'm not sure that's going to be that simple.
I don't think the worm is that small.
I don't think it is either.
Right, it tends to be a little more distributed. But that friend of yours, Lily, if we put her in there, then the worm won't be able to see her.
It's true. That was a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, my thought is that we may be able to step up the timetable more than I thought we could. Because I thought that maybe with this stuff and with clearing your planet of influence from the worm, I thought maybe that would be enough. But this stuff may work better than I hoped. And so if you find her and you put her in there, doesn't matter how much else you've done to clear this planet, you can get right to cleansing her of the influence. Of course, the other problem, though, is that whatever power you use to push the worm out, it's going to have to be in there with her.
Well, that's awfully convenient. Because I may have made a deal with someone already who could potentially be in there.
Wow. Good for you.
I know. I mean, look, they're lovely. Ish.
Honestly, I'd rather die than have to bow to anyone ever again. But that's just my thought.
I mean, honestly, I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah.
But this isn't about me in this one case.
Yeah. I suppose once you've bowed your head once, doing it again for someone else won't matter as much.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if the person that you're bowing if the new person you're bowing your head towards is a straight upgrade from a being that wants to destroy everything.
Also, one that won't drive you mad.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they all drive you mad.
And they drive me mad, yes, but...
No. I literally think I thought I was going insane for quite a long time. Not having to sleep does that to you.
Look, I trust the Kirin. Even if they make me want to vomit. Seriously, that place sucked.
No, it was pretty great, actually. I don't know.
It was fucking gross.
I don't know what...
It felt
I felt great the entire time. It was so good.
I felt like I wanted to vomit. It was terrible.
Well, I am absolutely fascinated to hear about the iron here and its permutations throughout the world, but for the time being, we need a destination. Really, the whole continent is open to us.
Silverton.
Really? We're just going straight back to Silverton.
Yeah.
Look, I know you want to explore, but we have business there, and they like us. You see, we may have learned that the mother tree is more extensive than we thought her to be.
Really?
Yeah, apparently the miners in this continent run into her roots.
Well, yes, of course. The roots of the mother tree extend across the entire planet. All the elves are taught this at a young age.
Do I look like an elf?
Yeah, do I look like an elf? Does this halo
You look like a
scream
weird
elf to you?
Well, I had just assumed that since you were, connected with the community, that they had explained at least that much.
I wasn't even explained that I was going to turn into a tree. What makes you think I was going to learn anything?
Also, look, Lake wasn't exactly your standard. Lake wasn't exactly your standard druid either. Do you see druids shooting? Don't answer that, actually.
Look, I know what a chosen is. I know that Lake was a chosen. And...
Still fucking am, Lorem.
Chosen at heart.
If you say so, I'm afraid I'm not quite familiar with all of the details. It's just, I suppose I had assumed that you had known the details.
No, I didn't. Literally nobody explained it to me. The one person who explained it to me explained it in a language I couldn't understand.
Well,
That would
have been
Sidle
awfully
up
rude.
next. next to Lorem, and I just whisper in his ear, "The tree's fey. She's moody as hell. Why would she trust Lake with anything?"
She trusted Lake? I mean, she doesn't choose people she doesn't trust, you know?
Anyway, point is, Silverton, they have a mine, they like us, we're gonna go, and I wanna fucking see this tree.
Yeah, let's touch the tree. Let's touch the tree. Look.
See if I'm doing good.
My feelings on the tree are irrelevant here. We should probably support Lake in this.
Alright.
I give Lily
Got nothing better to do anyway.
Before you said that, I give Lily a look of respect that that Lake has never given anyone before. And then you say that, and it's like it disappears immediately.
Alright, well, I'd like this particular exploration to be with at least 3 people present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call the session a little early tonight.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's a good note to end on anyway.
Yeah, it also makes sense because, like, we don't have everybody here.
And then I can practice cleaning the gun on the ship.
Yeah. Well, let's just make that roll right now.
He's had a couple of days, so we can, like, roll it.
I'm gonna roll it anyway because it's fun.
Just, while you've been under observation.
Fuck me!
You know, you're familiar with how most of this works. You've loaded tons of crossbows in your day. But this cleaning bullshit. You just cannot get the hang of it.
Oh my fucking
hey,
god!
Torpo, do me a favor, roll it again, see what would have been like if you had advantage.
Okay.
Okay. I just would have laughed even harder if you had advantage and you would have gotten it.
Apparently I am cursed to never know how to clean a fucking gun.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop the recording now.